Alright, hi everybody. I'm going to be talking about the minimum legal drinking age. In America, the minimum legal drinking age is 21, but my partner and I would like to argue that in America it should be lowered to 18. I have three major points that I'd like to use to argue that point. First of all, there are too many unnecessary binge drinking related injuries and deaths among underage youth. Second of all, it is an 18-year-old's right to drink alcohol, and whether you believe that or not, a majority or a large amount of people between the ages of 18 and 21 do, so they're going to find ways to do it anyways. And lastly, lower drinking ages in other countries have shown to reduce drinking-related injury and death, and it would work in America. So to my first claim that there are too many unnecessary binge drinking-related injuries and deaths, according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, excessive drinking is responsible for more than 4,300 deaths among underage youth each year, and costs the U.S. $24 billion in economic costs. So that's a lot of death regarding young people. And death aside, underage binge drinking accounts for an unnecessarily large amount of drinking. Although drinking by persons under the age of 21 is illegal, people between the ages of 12 to 20 drink 11% of all alcohol consumed in the U.S. And within that 11%, more than 90% of this alcohol is consumed in the form of binge drinking. So there's a culture of binge drinking just because it's not easily accessible or normalized. And in terms of the well-being of underage young people, according to Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, youth who drink heavily, as in binge drinking, have 23.6 times greater odds of intentionally injuring themselves by means of self-cutting, attempted hanging, self-poisoning, or other forms of self-hurt. And it's 23.6 times greater odds than people or young people who don't drink heavily. And Johns Hopkins also had a statistic about drunk driving and how it's really prevalent in young people between the ages of 18 and 21. Drivers ages 18 to 20 have the largest risk of fatal car crashes. And they're 17 times more likely to get in a car crash when they are legally drunk, as in if they were old enough, it would be fine. But and also, in 2013, 3,883 young people between the ages of 16 and 20 died in motor vehicle crashes. So I think that discrepancy of being a young adult, specifically between the ages of 18 and 20, shows that this feeling of binge drinking can lead to stuff like drunk driving when it wouldn't necessarily be as prevalent. And to my second major point, that it is a young adult, as in 18 and plus, it is a right to drink. My first really big point on this argument is that an 18-year-old can basically do anything else in this country. They could vote, they can marry, they can open up credit, they could serve in the military. So it just seems kind of strange that they can't drink, you know. It just seems unnecessary. Looking at the world in general, only 12 countries in the world have the legal drinking age of 21. And this is according to of the 190 countries, 61% have a drinking age of 18 or 19 years old. So that's a majority of countries in this study. And the United States and all 11 other countries that have 21, that is, other than a few exceptions, the highest drinking age. So with these two facts, people between the ages of 18 and 21 will drink because, you know, whether it's the law or not, most people feel that it is their right to be able to drink in that age group. And for my last major claim, that lower drinking ages in other countries have shown to reduce drinking-related injury or death. The death rates in some other countries with lower drinking ages is lower than in America. For example, the death rate by alcohol per 100,000 people in America is 1.6, making it the 49th in the world. And in comparison, the death rate by alcohol per 100,000 people in Italy is 0.2, making it 163rd in the world, and that's according to USA Today. And it's in part to culture and also the way that laws are set up. For example, European laws, certain European countries place emphasis on driving and enforcing proper driving and not the drinking itself. So a lot of European countries in recent years have cracked down on drunk driving and the act of that in its own right. But nearly a third of the 3,657 drivers of underage, between the ages of 15 and 20 in America have been drinking. And lastly, European countries with lower drinking ages do not instill a culture of rebellious binge drinking. It is true that youth in Europe do drink more, but less often they're drinking at levels of dangerous intoxication. So I believe that the fact that if you normalize drinking and you normalize healthy levels of drinking, it cuts the level of binge drinking in the field to me, like for people between the ages of 18 through 20. It reduces the need to drink like it's the end of the world. So if you normalize healthy, normal level drinking, it will prevent harm and just be a lot better for you.